came on here tonight. It's in the national interest to have a general election now so that the Irish people have some say in the budget that we're going to have to cope with for the rest of our lives.
The problem we have, I can understand how you have that view, but the difficulty we have,
you don't understand a thing, Eamon. It's in the national interest for you to get out. You've mismanaged the government for the last 2 years. Never mind what happened before that. For the last 2 years, we've been in crisis, and you've completely mismanaged our futures.
OK, can I ask you this while you're still there talking to us? Do you believe that the four-year plan has to be passed? Do you believe the budget has to be passed?
Not the budget that they are talking about. There is a different way forward. There are alternatives. We have choices. We still live in a democracy. It is not about social welfare cuts and minimum wage cuts, the first thing off the ball. There are other ways. There is a wealth tax that could be introduced. There's public sector reforms. There's local government reform. This would help to redistribute the pain more equally.
When we get our general election, no doubt all the parties will be putting forward their platforms and asking us to choose, and we look forward to that day. But Minister, this budgetary process, if it passes the immediate taxation measures on December the 7th, the process of all the other bits, the social welfare bill and so on, could take you into March. Are you staying on board until the end of that process? No,
we believe that we should do our legislation quickly. Last year, the social welfare was done in the week after the budget. So
you're putting the Fianna Fáil party, your partner's government, under time pressure as well?
Yes, we think there is need for being quick now and getting that legislation finished. Can I just say, we brought the other parties in and said this is a crisis and we should have listen to other views. And I'd open my doors tomorrow if other members of the parties come in.
You're not listening to our views. You're not listening to the views. You're not giving us a chance to have a say. The people of Ireland should have a say in our future. Not ye. Ye have discredited politics. Ye have made sure that we, the people, have no faith in politics. We have a right to have a say.
And
there's a gentleman up there, yes, middle block there with glasses, hand up in the air. What do you want to say?
Yeah, hi, Pat. I've been sitting here for an hour listening to so much negativity. I'm astounded. My peers are refusing to buy papers anymore, refusing to watch television, refusing to listen to the news. Fintan O'Toole sat there, made an offer, made a suggestion, which was, I think, a fairly credible suggestion. Hold on a second. There's a man over here. He's from Germany, for goodness sakes. How many people are in this room from Ireland? A couple of hundred? Nobody's coming up with any positivity. Nobody. There's 8 out of 10 of the global IT companies in Ireland. There's 7 billion worth of exports. Fintan O'Toole suggested, let's get some expertise in. I'd say it's an in-between of those two. Get some experts in to advise all parties in the government. Sit down, Minister. Sit down with the others and don't be bitching. That's all you're doing. All the country hears right now is bitching.
But can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Do you believe that if there is a general election, whether it's in a few days or whether it's after Christmas in the early spring, that will clear the air, allow us to move on? I mean, are we still in the angry phase?
We're in trauma. The country's in trauma right now. We've a long way to go to get back out of that. And we've a long psychological challenge ahead of us. And unless we have leadership, and right now we don't have any leadership, and unless we get some of that leadership...
I want to put a comment here from Everett Coleman. Ask Eamon Ryan, please, why the Greens could not have left the announcement that they made this morning until after the 7th of December. They just lost my vote because of this absurd instability they created. Why this morning?
Well, first, because this last weekend, Pat, was one of the most difficult, hard, sad times in Irish politics. And I don't think it would have been right for us to go through that and pretend nothing had happened. There was a quantum change, and that's why we met throughout the weekend and early today said, no, we have to reflect.
Do you feel keenly the loss of sovereignty?
I don't know if it's a loss of sovereignty, because we did lose some of that earlier, but I do feel keenly sad. Angry, yes, that we have a situation where the IMF is in. But we have to deal with that and we have to manage it. And one of the ways we do it is not by just throwing up the towel or walking out, it's by finishing the budget process that a lot of work has gone into. I know it can be done. It will not be easy. But finish that and then we face the people.
And the charge that you're politically naive, what happened this morning was...
listen, Pat, we've learned more in the last 3 years in government than what most governments would do in about 30 years. It has been a horrible, difficult time. But actually, in that time, what we've also tried to do to answer that man, I know that we've actually made changes that have created jobs. In the area you mentioned, which I've responsibility for, the jobs went up 6% last year. You're right.
And
we have real skills opportunities.
Okay, Minister, we really do have to leave it there. Thank you very much for being with us on the front line tonight. It's all we have time for. The trials of Phoebe Prince about the Irish teenager who took her life so tragically in America is following up next. I'll be back with you, Radio 1 at 10 in the morning. In the meantime, from all of us on the front line, good night. Thanks for watching.